Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bluestone X BTP Coffee Corners, where we are breaking down BTP into its individual pillars. Today we are discussing data and analytics, and we're joined by our resident data and analytics specialist, Vic. How you doing, Vic?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, very good, thanks. Data, it's not especially what we call a fun topic. On the outset. I think data analytics has a reputation for being a bit dry, a bit monotonous. It's the necessary, it's not the fun subject, unlike Gen AI or automation, things like that. I wouldn't agree with that. What do you think, Vic?
Yeah, I think analytics is the key. So based on analytics, based on what your data is telling the story, there are many organizations who take important decisions. So it's not something which is not important. Obviously it is important. Well, the Gen AI or automation, it can be part of it, but I think analytics is more important. But it is important only when you have the right data. So if you do not have the foundation right, maybe your stories which data is telling could be wrong, and you could land up into a kind of a decision which is not right for your organization. So get the data right, and then get the insights from those data so that you can have your powerful decisions and actionable insights right, and you can then take it into action.
And is that something you've seen in the past that people tend to overlook, the importance of getting the data right before focusing on the analytics?
Yeah, so if you see many large organizations, probably if their data strategy is not right, they're getting something which is completely wrong. So it's about the perception, what they have for their business. It's something which is not in reality if your data is wrong. So that's why we say that your master data needs to be governed properly. It needs to be in a proper structure. It needs to capture almost everything so that your data story, which is analytics, will tell you the right thing about your organization, about your business processes.
Right. And how can people go about doing that? Is there, an easy way, or?
Yeah, it's not an easy way, probably, because if you have not started right, probably it's like very clumsy thing to put your data right. Maybe it could be a good start of cleansing what you have and then starting fresh, like using master data governance tools, something like our Maestro, so which is kind of end-to-end master data governance tool. Or it could be any other solution as well. I'm not saying just use Maestro.
I am.
But you should be having some framework in place so that your data is right and then your analytics is right. You're doing things based on the right thing in your place.
Why are we talking about data and analytics in relation to SAP BTP? Because yes, it's a pillar of BTP, but surely it applies to just everything in general, outside of BTP, right? Why the focus on it in BTP especially?
So coming back to your first question, when you said Gen AI, automation, all this will work on your data only. AI, as you know, is resource hungry, it needs data. So if your data is not right, your models are not going to give you the right prediction. It affects everything. That's the basic of your organization. So that's the foremost thing, that you should have your data correct so that you can build up on top of that, be it analytics or AI. That's why it's important.
I'm starting to notice a trend here. Would you say, even though they are individual pillars, they are very much interlinked to each other?
Of course, yeah. So even if data is there, like you build applications, what do you do with it? You either fetch data and show it in a nice UX or a UI, and then you either change it or extend it. So it's all completely intermingled. And then you say that I will infuse AI into any applications. So it's like data analytics, application, automation, integration, everything is intermingled.
But obviously, with these new powerful ways of getting more out of your data through Gen AI, through automation, better data and analytics, is the user experience being pushed to the side because of that? And do you think, in order to keep up with the data and the way we use it is evolving, we need to make sure UXs stand up alongside those and can be used to get the most out of that data?
Yeah, I think UX is the key. Like whatever you do, you should put your end user at the front place. Like you should keep them involved from the very start. And unfortunately, we have seen like many companies, they just build application without even consulting the end users. So UX is the key. Now, when I talk about data and analytics, there is a wrong conception that the business users do not need UX. That's a myth. So if you make things easier for anybody, be it business user or your end user, then it needs to be simple. It makes their life easy in dealing with different interfaces. So if analytics is there, be it any solution, if it is simple, it is more adopted in the community, and hence UX is important. We cannot just say that, okay, I have a tool where you can just drag and drop things and you can just get stories out of your data. And if it is not user-friendly, probably nobody is going to use it. And if it is simple to use, probably everybody will use it. People will say, no, I do not have access to it. Give me the access and I will also want to see the data and the analytics.
What first-hand issues have you seen arise due to a lack of user inputs or even empathy towards the user?
So if you're not involving your end user from the very start of your journey, it's like building a solution unknowingly, like you're not knowing what you're building for a particular user. And when that user comes up and sees, oh no, my other process, like I can deal with this particular thing in a different way, which is much easier for me. Why would I do so many clicks or so many navigations? So it's like keeping your user informed and keeping their needs in the forefront so that we are developing something which is easy for them if they are doing a certain task. And if it takes them, say, X amount of time, how can we reduce it? How can we make it simple so that they can do, let's say, quicker, simpler way? That's UX. And it is relevant for anybody, be it a technical user or a business user or the end user.
So DataSphere, tell us a bit about that.
We have seen data warehouse cloud evolving into DataSphere and all the concept of business cloud fabric coming in. So the main points I would say is it integrates your SAP, non-SAP system, and maybe just it's just a central point where all your data is coming in, you're modeling things, and then you are either using that model's output as kind of a API to visualize things in SAP Analytics Cloud or somewhere else based on what your strategy is for analytics. And it has evolved into better product, I would say, as compared to DWC standalone.
So BTP, it's a few years old now, but many SAP users still haven't moved to the cloud. So for those who are sitting there wondering, well, what's the future holding for data and analytics? Because with the system we've got, it's working quite well. If it isn't broke, why fix it? You know, that sort of mentality. Why should they move across? You know, what have they got to look forward to in the future?
I think, yes, you have on-premise systems. They have their analytics. But the way all these services or all these microservices in the cloud are evolving, probably you'll not get that base on-premise if you're just staying there. Reason being, it's very agile. It changes like anything we have seen. Different services evolving completely. They have changed. The underlying technology has changed. But if you're relying on on-premise system, you'll not see this kind of agility. You'll have to maintain your system. You'll have to patch it. So you'll have to keep doing investments in your system so as to make it kind of compatible with the or comparable, I would say, with the cloud solutions. But it's not just that. It's like integrating different systems. All this comes out of the box when you use SAP BTP cloud. So I think that's the way forward. And BTP is or should be in your strategy if you've not started it.
And if they do want to start off the back of this, where's the best place to begin?
There are certain tools. If you want to know about BTP, you can go to Discovery Center. There are so many. There is much more information about all these services. So about 90 plus services are there. There are a few which are soon to be retiring, but I'm sure there will be many which will be added in the coming days. And if you just talk about analytics and data, probably if you look at the SAP's portfolio, let's say database, SAP HANA Cloud, that has too much potential. Reason being, one, it is one of the best databases in the cloud. The other one, it has recently got the vector engine capability, which can help you in achieving whatever you want to achieve with AI. If you talk about DataSphere, which we already talked, it's kind of a central hub, and I think it integrates all your SAP and non-SAP systems. Plus, you can do all these stories very efficiently and effectively in SAP Analytics Cloud. So it's like a complete package. So you get everything, be it for data modeling or for data visualization, or even storing data or doing AI. It's everything in its own. It's a full like kind of package. If you talk about data analytics.
So as far as we can push data analytics at the moment, that is the holistic package.
Yeah.
Okay. So how can BlueStoneX help?
Good question. We have the proven expertise, as I have been saying, and we know these services in and out. Reason being, we have been the early adopters of many of these services since we started our journey when SAP Cloud started. So if you are interested hands, you can just an assurance for the customers that you can count on us, and we have the proven expertise, we have experts, we are certified, so yeah, that's the right place to be.
So we've analysed SAP BTP's data and analytics pillar, but if you've got any questions yourself you want to put to Vic, feel free to put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and goodbye.